All right. Welcome to DG Game Night. Tonight we have a smaller crew, but our crew spans the globe. We have several characters with us tonight, one of whom is apparently not at his desk this very second. We are still playing the Demon Hunters role-playing game. It's really the only game apparently we know or have interest in playing at the moment. We are going to be utilizing the new role-playing game system, the Demon Hunters, A Comedy of Terrors, which we've been in development. The past few sessions have been led by Cam Banks, the designer. I feel like I've got a pretty good feel for the new system that I'm going to try my hand at taking a crack at it tonight. The folks have created, and by folks I mean the players tonight, have created their own characters utilizing the new game system, which I'm going to go over here momentarily as a sneak peek for those of you watching at home. Just a reminder, we do have Q&A. So there's typically a little bit of a lag for those of you watching between the time you put in your question and the time it gets to us. But you can throw in suggestions for the players. You can throw in commands for the Cipher, the robotic companion to our demon hunters. And you can throw DM suggestions for myself. And Chris Piazza will be helping us as our production assistant to direct those comments where they go. So you can toss those on there. If you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a little window that comes across that says "Be a part of the conversation." You can click that, and it will bring you right to the Hangout. If you put comments on YouTube, it might show up, it might not. So I recommend trying to use the Q&A. So tonight our players are Ben Honeycutt. Amazing entrance. Talkative as ever. All right. Ben is playing Isaac, the paranormal investigator.
Yeah, at least for a little while. Had a little trouble coming up with a new idea for the new team, so figured Isaac would just stick around, show the new guys the ropes until his replacement shows up.
Fair enough. Jimmy McMichael.
Hello. I'm playing Joe Forrest, who is just nothing special about him. He's just a normal guy who's definitely not a shaved Bigfoot. I don't know why you would even suggest that. That's insane.
So he's definitely not a shaved Bigfoot.
Who would shave a Bigfoot? I mean, the cost of the razors alone is just preposterous.
Yes. Joining us from Deutschland, we have, right?
Belgium.
Belgium. Deutschland is Belgium. I thought you were in Germany.
No, I'm in Belgium.
Ah.
Are you sure? Because Don thought you were in Germany.
Hey, I'll move a couple of 100 miles if it needs to be, but for the moment, yeah. I'm in Belgium.
Very good, Belgium. Home of many of my favorite things, in fact. We have Nicholas, who is playing. Tell us about your character.
My name is my character's name is Andrew, and he's what you may call an acquisition expert. If you want something acquired, mostly things that are in the possession of somebody else, he will do so against a modest fee.
Mm-hmm. Very good. That will come in handy tonight, in fact. Wow, that is insane. The adventure I rolled up tonight lines up perfectly with this entire team.
Excellent.
I'm astounded by how randomness can wonderfully work together. And we have Sarah Moore tonight, joining us from Geek Girls.
Hello.
And
So I'm playing Wen Baccio, and she's a spy, but she's also a succubus, and she's not going to hide that at all.
All right. What would you say her strength is?
Well,
You don't know.
I would say that her strength is that she can very effectively sway people to her side.
She's persuasive.
She's very persuasive.
What would you say her biggest trouble is?
She's maybe slightly over amorous.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Always. Got it.
A little bit.
Yeah. Same question to you, Ben Honeycutt. What is Isaac's primary strength and what is his trouble?
Oh yeah, let me open that back up. Lost the tab. Okay, so I did some tweaking on the previous version that Cam made for me.
Right.
He's a homeschooled occult investigator. So he has not seen the public school system. He doesn't know a lot about pop culture, but his dad showed him the ropes as far as, cults and demons and werewolves and Bigfoot. He can recognize a Bigfoot for miles away. He knows exactly how colorful they are and hairy they are. And his biggest trouble is the chip on his shoulder. He feels like he's got a lot to prove, but doesn't really feel like he's always got the opportunity to shine. And maybe that's why he stuck around to show these new Row 7 guys the ropes, because Jack's not around to influence them with his ideas about what's good enough.
All right. Jimmy, same questions?
Strengths. He's real strong, real stealthy. As for weaknesses, I mean, nothing really. It's not like he's constantly living in fear of his secret double life being discovered. So, none of that.
Right. Sounds good. And Nicholas, what is Andrew's primary strength and his trouble?
His primary strength is that, he'll probably get in anywhere without being noticed, but he can be bought. He can be bought, and he's not too fond of combat.
Oh, I see. That's right.
He likes to be flashy when it comes to social stuff, but he doesn't like the bang of the gun.
Got it, yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I bring that up because those are 2 of the 5 aspects to your character that you would typically choose in character creation. And so now we know a little bit about our team. Our team is pretty stealthy, persuasive, getting stuff done, sneaky, and it sounds like we might have a little bit of a combat advantage in Joe Forrest over there, possibly, Nature Boy. And Isaac's not too bad with that kind of thing as well, if I recall. All right, well, I'm going to, for the next couple of minutes, spend a little time showing the rest of you how this works. It's a pretty simple system that we're really excited about. So far, everyone's been able to create their characters relatively quickly, and this little sheet here kind of shows you. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. That there are essentially 4 elements to your character, and that's it. So you have your approaches, and those are in careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, and sneaky. And that is essentially how you would approach a conflict or a challenge. Some people might equate this to your stats, but really it's just how would you approach, trying to win a challenge or overcome an obstacle or attack something. And you assign the following dice: the one D10, 2 D8s, 2 die 6s, and a D4. You assign one die to each of those, and you're done. The second area are disciplines, and these are kind of what you know and what your expertise are. There are 6 to choose from, as well as just a plain unassigned. You will choose 3 of those, and they will be kind of your primary what you know. So combat and tactics, self-explanatory, fighting, strategy, anything about combat and tactics. Think of this as a department. So a lot of things can fall under that. Covert ops, similar thing. This is how you be a spy. This is anything that would, I mean, hacking could be involved with this. Any kind, it's like a general category of anything that James Bond could get away with. Mystic arts, this is your general category for all things magical or magical supernatural type effects. It includes magic, psychics, the occult, rituals, any knowledge of any of that stuff. For instance, Jack Bishop from our previous team was electrokinetic. He would have mystic arts as a primary discipline. Research and development, this is all your sciencey stuff, or even things like mechanic. If you're really good at fixing things, if you're a gadget kind of person, if you just like to be book smart in research skills, if you want to be inventing something, this is kind of a general broad research and development R&D. Social engineering is going to be probably Wen's main discipline. This is kind of your persuasive stuff, where you're social manipulation, you're the face man or grifter. You're very good with influence and seduction and gambling kind of thing. Social kind of manipulation. And then the final category is fringe. This is a dump discipline where if you just happen to be something weird, for instance, a succubus, or a vampire, or a werewolf, or a cipher. If you're not a normal human, this would be where you would make that as part of your character. So you figure those 2 things out. You choose 3 of those disciplines, and you assign a D8, a D10, and a D4, not necessarily in that order. Excuse me, D6, D10, D8, D6. I can read. And then you will have a 4th one just called unassigned, and that will be at a D4. The last 2 things involve a little bit more explanation, which I'm not going to get into too much tonight, but if you're familiar with Fate and Fate Accelerated or any system like that, Atomic Robo, these are your aspects. So you would create your concept aspect, your primary character idea, a trouble aspect, something that keeps you, sort of getting you in trouble, something you'd have to rely on. And then you would create an aspect that's tied to each of your 3 disciplines. So just one aspect per discipline and something about that. And then aspects, of course, are activated by spending a faith die. And you can get a couple of different uses out of that. And then finally, you would create up to 3 stunts. And stunts kind of fall into 1 or 2 formats. You could be, because I am the Demon Master, I get a +2 to my forceful when I try to kill your character, which would be an attack in a situation. Now, that's just an example, but the format is because I am blank, I get a +2 to my select one of your approaches. When I do one of the 4 actions, attack, defend, overcome, create an advantage, and then fill in the blank under this kind of circumstance. The second format would be, because I am something awesome, something about your character, I get to do something within reason in the gameplay. So that would be something to do with like once per session you can call on a choir of angels, whatever it is. So, and then from there it's your faith dice and figuring out your conditions, and you're good to go. So conditions for you, those of you, the players here, you, I didn't include that on the emails too. Well, maybe I did, but on your whatever you're using for a character sheet, you want to mark out that you have 3. What do we call those? Mild conditions, 2 moderate, and 1 severe. And the mild conditions are worth 5 each. The moderate is worth 10, and the severe is worth 15. And that is your character. Yay! So, this chapter is the new chapter, row 7. You have recently been promoted. And you have a team Cipher, which we don't know anything about. It is a Mark IV Cipher. It is customizable. And so we need to determine a little bit about your Cipher. Let us just create, let's say, 2 aspects for this Cipher. What is a personality quirk about this Cipher?
Or do we want to open that up to the group so that, or to the viewers, so that we don't actually know it?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, group, give us a couple examples of odd quirks or personality motivations or character flaws for this particular Cipher. Where is my brain? Thank you.
It'll be a good night, folks.
Whee! All right. The Cipher pipes up and says, boss, which one of you is boss?
I mean, maybe that's me. Because I'm the talker of the group.
All right. Wen has just become chapter leader.
That's me. Dibs. Got it.
Getting promoted over Isaac.
Isaac was too slow.
No, I'm just hanging out. I'm not row 7 anymore. I'm just showing you guys what's up. So Wen, yeah, good to meet you. Isaac, reach out, shake the hand.
I don't really shake hands. I probably caress you strangely.
Oh.
Isaac's thinking about staying around longer.
Maybe I'll stay.
So I know you've got an opening on the team.
What did the Cipher need? What do you need, buddy?
Well, we are experiencing some anomalies in the Washington, D.C. area. Too much luck is happening. And
luck.
Yes, followed by disaster. It could be some kind of genie, could be a dragon, not sure, but something's happening in the DC area, and so there is people are winning the lottery, and then people around them are being burned to death.
Oh.
So not necessarily good luck.
Just
Right.
all kinds of luck.
Are
And
there
where are we
casinos?
right now?
You are in. Let's see here. Washington, D.C.
We're already there.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we were going to need to travel to that place. All right.
And the Cipher then goes and air guitars for a little while.
Coming along. That's great.
There goes
And then
your seagull.
the air slams his guitar into the floor and starts bashing it.
Oh. That's special.
Dude goes through a lot of air guitars.
Wow.
Guys.
And I thought ours was weird.
I mean, we're going to have to talk to him about how he's wasting money in the budget to continue to buy new air guitars.
Definitely. Are there casinos in DC?
There
I
are
actually don't-
casinos. Because I decided that right now.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. Well, I feel like we should. Can the Cipher tell us, like, is there any big things of luck happening in this exact moment somewhere close to us?
Yes. It seems that there is a salon nearby. The owner, his name is Alfonso Ball, has come into some significant money and is put the salon up for sale. There's a fluke. It seems to be another lottery winning, and yeah. And the salon is called, oh, what did I find that? Prophecy Foretold.
That's not ominous at all.
A quick search has determined that there is a drunken barber shop in Australia that boasts some kind of connection to this salon.
All right.
That's a random bit of trivia there for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Cipher. Really helping. Don't quit your day job. Okay, so what do you think, team? I think we should go check out Prophecy Foretold. See what's going on with Alfonso.
Sounds
Go
good.
talk with Mr. Ball.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. You're off to a good start. I can see potential in this new team for the time being while I'm here today. This time.
Thank you, Isaac.
All right. To the, what are you driving?
To the what are we driving? I don't know.
A
We have
van
some
with
sort-
way too much air guitars in the back.
Yeah, like a roadie van. Yeah, we probably have some sort of van, right? Some kind of like mystery machine van looking thing. The W van, baby.
The W van. All right. You get into the W van.
No, VW.
W.
Oh,
Work with
VW.
me here, buddy.
I think it's now a W van. Just as a
V fell
giant
off.
W on the side.
Uh-huh. Perfect.
It's
Rainbow.
made by Wazda.
The wind van. Everybody gets to take a ride.
I'm just gonna do Wild Stallions van. Sorry. You wanted to know who let the dogs out? I did.
It was you.
All right. Okay, so you arrive with plenty of air guitar along the way, and you find yourself at the Prophecy Foretold Salon.
All right.
So what sort of area is this? What are we looking at?
Well, it seems to be rather uppity as far as the clientele goes. This is not your Great Clips.
Are there other shops on the street that are closed because of, like, recently closed, or is it just this one?
Well, this one is still open. It's just for sale.
It's just for sale.
Yeah.
So he's still taking clients, people are still going in and out, or no?
People are still going in and out, yes.
Perfect.
Okay. When I've got an idea.
Yes.
Well, clearly our big friend here does not need a haircut. I don't see a single follicle growing on him at all. In the meantime, however, why don't I go in? Yeah, you keep yourself very clean. I'm very, very impressed. I suggest I'll go in and I'll get a trim, and I'll kind of talk to some people, see what's going on, start a friendly conversation. You go in like you're going to buy the place. You figure out what's going on. Get the real scoop, and we'll compare notes when we're done.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay.
Joe, I've been meaning to ask you, Joe. You don't have any eyebrows. What's up with that? No? It's normal to not have eyebrows?
Who are we talking to?
Joe Forrest, right?
Oh.
No eyebrows. What's
I totally didn't forget my character's name just now.
Perfect.
Yeah, that maybe runs in my family. That's a normal human thing, right? Note to self: eyebrows. Lean eyebrows.
Just checking. Made a big deal about how you were so clean shaven everywhere.
Later on, hey Joe, I found this bad guy with no eyebrows. What's going on? They were ripped right off his face.
All right. Well, you walk yourself into the salon, and you're greeted by very kindly staff, and so you're all getting haircuts. Is that the idea?
No, I'm getting a manicure.
A manicure? Okay. Yeah, they do that there.
I'm not. I'm gonna go in after they go in, and I want to go in later and like act interested in buying said place.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm with her because I clearly don't need a haircut.
But you could get a pedicure.
I don't like people looking at my feet. It's a quirk.
But maybe
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
you put some effort into it, into your feet, to make them look all nice.
All right. So Joe, are you going in with the rest of them, or are you staying out?
I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out. Drop the mic.
Yeah. All right. Well, you go in, and just as you are getting sat down, you hear a scream from across the room, and immediately you turn around and see how many? 5 women in the hair drying machines with their hair catching fire.
Oh.
And they for a brief second. Let's see here. That would be Isaac and Andrew. You briefly see the outline of a person or humanoid in the fires of this mayhem that's happening over here. There's kind of a poof of smoke, and you see sort of predator style it moving away.
Okay, so I interrupt myself as I'm sitting into the chair, and I go, "Well, some days you just can't get rid of a haircut. You can't get a hair. It's like Batman. You get it? It's like Batman. Okay, let's go."
Okay, so I am. I'm going to choose. Let's see here, Isaac. You go ahead and go first. You see, after like hair is on fire and things are kind of happening, you hear somebody go, "Oh no, not again!" And the one of the ladies seems to drop out of the hairdryer, totally smoldering head, and then shambles back up to her feet.
And she looks kind of, what, threatening or victimly?
Well, she looks burned and staggered at this point.
Okay, but any, like, aggressive body behavior, like she's like a fire zombie or something?
She might be a fire zombie.
She might be a fire
She
zombie.
might now have the aspect, I am a fire zombie.
Okay, cool. I go, I cock my shotgun and go, "That's a hot look for you."
You just rolled in to get a haircut with your shotgun out.
I have a trench coat. It's like a thing. It's short. It's sawn off. It's fine.
All right. So you now have an aspect on this as a free activate, if you so wish, called I am a fire zombie. And you can use that to your advantage if you'd like. Isaac, you get it for free. Anybody else can also grab it, but they have to spend a faith die.
Okay.
And yeah. Now, Isaac,
So,
if you're done with your turn, you can choose.
for real though, I would like to actually take a look at what exactly has happened to this woman. I mean, obviously she started off as like a normal civilian. Something's going on. I just want to use I want to like look at her body language and see if it's like possession or if she's just victimly or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So can I roll Mystic Arts for that, like my knowledge of the occult?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
How are you going to approach it?
I'm going to approach it cleverly. I'm going to, rack my mind and come up with a accurate answer.
Okay.
And then do I get to add the fire zombie thing?
Yeah, if you want. This is going to be a 10 to beat.
Okay. So if I add that now, that uses up that bonus that I got for it, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I might as well. I'll use it too.
Dice in case you fail.
That is true.
And did you say it's a freebie for him, so he wouldn't have to use a faith dice for it?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
It's a free use for him.
Okay, let's see here. To make sure there's nothing else I want to throw on here. There's some other aspects that I'll probably wait to, burn faith die on.
Sure.
Don't want to do them
Yeah,
now.
you're just trying to reach a 10 right now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. I'm rolling a 2d10 and a d6.
Sounds like pretty good odds.
14.
Oh, almost a success with style. But not quite. So, yes, she is magically animated as a kind of zombie. Could be ghoul, in fact. And this reminds you of an old folklore about a kind of genie, that their opposite, or the way that you kill them is, or that the way they are destroyed are with ghouls. A ghoul attack is about the only way it will die at the hands of the ghoul. So you've heard stories that there was a particular lineage of jinn that whenever they did something with their magic, that they were cursed by creating some kind of ghoul in their power.
Okay, so before my turn is over, I turn back to the team that can hear me and I go, guys, this just reminded me about a whole bunch of shit about genies. I'll tell you later.
Nice. So who goes next?
Oh, I choose, right?
Yeah,
You're the only other one in the room.
Okay, who else was in the room?
So Andrew's in the room. You can also choose the bad guys. You could also choose somebody else that's not in the room, like your other teammates.
Okay, because Joe and Wen are both in the van, right? Because she was on her way but hadn't gotten here yet.
Right.
I think we all came together. We were just outside. We haven't come into it.
Right.
So we're like right out front.
Okay, all right, you guys are nearby. All right, in that case, I will pass it over to Wen, team leader, and you can react to me yelling things, I guess.
Do I hear him yelling things?
Yeah, you do.
All right. And this is what I know of him. Is this like normal communication for him? Does he yell everything, or is it like do I sense that there, like, can I tell that there's an issue inside? Do I hear any of the screaming or the fire?
That might actually be that might count against me. I think Isaac might have kind of a that guy reputation. So it's like, oh great, he's yelling about something. He's probably making Batman jokes in there.
Okay, well, I think I would probably go in anyway, because the second tier of the plan is for me to go in as a buyer. So I'm going to enter the shop thinking that I want to talk to the owner about potentially buying the place, and I encounter fire and mayhem. Is that real?
Yeah. Well, you don't, when you go inside, you don't actually see this person, this fiery whatever, but you do. Well, I'm sorry, you do see the fiery zombie. And as the scene lays out, you see that there's 4 other like smoke and fire, and you can see that the smoke alarm has now just gone off, and but there are no sprinklers. It's odd. And you see a guy come out who resembles Keanu Reeves, and he looks around and goes, "Oh no!"
Yes, way, Ted. All right.
He also has a name tag on his shirt that says, "Of course I'm Alfonso."
Super convincing. All right. Well, I feel like she would want to diffuse the fire situation. So, I would like to, like, I don't know, look for where the, like, a fuse box or junction or something, like.
Sure. Totally. All right.
Work on that.
Yeah. That would be a roll, so go ahead and that will be a relatively easy, so that'll be a 5 target that you're trying to hit. And
right.
Just choose an approach and a discipline.
I feel like maybe, would covert ops work? Because I'm using like a system that I may have studied at one point.
You'd have to defend that a little bit more. Probably R&D would be the default, but
All right. Well, then I could
over
use
the top.
unassigned because I don't have R&D. I could do unassigned. And then I would like to quickly. I'd like to quickly do that.
Okay.
And I got an 8.
Fair enough. Again, just barely ish, not a success with style. So, but you do find the junction box, the breaker box, and what do you do?
I would like to sort of assess it and see if there's something in there that I can quickly fix. Like if there's something that has been turned off, I can turn it back on.
It seems like there's a bank of 5 breakers that are tripped.
Can I reset those? Possibly next turn.
Yeah, you could reset them.
I would like to reset them.
Okay, you reset them.
What happens?
Nothing.
Great.
Who goes next?
All right, that sounds good. So maybe I'm a jerk right now, but I think maybe the bad guys go next.
All right. Well, the fire zombie number 1 is going to attempt to attack Isaac. And Isaac, you are going to probably want to defend. And
Okay. Can you remind me how to defend?
yeah, so once again, you just choose the same way you would approach any kind of conflict. You would choose an approach and a discipline, and you're just trying to set a number that I have to beat.
Okay, so in this case, I might be able to use a stunt, right? If I'm defending.
Very possible, yeah.
Okay, so my stunt down here says, because I am the definition of style, I get a +2 when I flashily defend against a threat using unconventional means.
That you could definitely use.
Okay, so she's a fire zombie. So as she's coming at me, I want to shoot one of the cans of the barber cleaning liquid, like to put all the combs in. I want to shoot it, splash it on her.
Awesome.
Alcohol.
Yeah. Cool.
Hello,
So flash 8,
It's gonna be
and
flashy.
then can I use combat and tactics in order to survey the room, find a bottle, and shoot it?
Okay.
That's only it's a D6 anyway, but and then +2 on this for being flashy and stunty, and it ends up being 10.
All right.
12. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 7 and a 1, and so she gets splashed, and it seems to put some of the fire out, but more importantly, she seems to be in a lot of pain because there's a lot of disinfectant in that thing there, and it's just for somebody who's a ghoul, and yeah, that's she's unhappy about that.
I'm kind of worried now. That's not alcohol-based, is it?
That was what I was thinking, actually.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why my careful is D4. Okay.
The others have now dropped to the floor and are starting to
Roll.
shamble out of their stations, and they seem looking for people to catch on fire. And let's see, Alfonso What does he do? He runs for the breaker box. Yeah. All right. I choose Nicholas.
Andrew has something like, "This is way too much violence for me," and he looks for a door to a back room or something,
Mm-hmm.
and just slithers on in there to see if when the figure in the smoke and fire disappeared. Did it disappear into a special direction, or?
It seems to be headed in towards the back of the shop.
Well, then, very carefully and stealthily, I'll move myself to the back in the shop, not acting on anything, but just keeping an eye on it.
That sounds great. That sounds like a I don't want to be seen or I don't want to bother you type of role. So go ahead and give me some kind of roll for that. So with everything that's happening, this is going to be a 15 for you. This is a pretty difficult roll because there's not a lot of people between you and that door, and so you're kind of going to be noticed. There's a lot of things that would need to be in the distraction. So,
can I activate a fate die and use my Scaredy Cat aspect? Because I'm trying to avoid any contact with violent people.
yeah, I could see that.
So I spend a fate die and add a d6?
Correct.
All right.
Yep. And tell me if you roll a 1 on any of those.
Yep. But I still roll a 14.
Okay. So which die did you roll the 1 on?
One of my d10s. So that's either for my sneaky or my covert ops.
Okay. So you can choose to gain a faith die, which then you can immediately spend to re-roll that 1.
Mm-hmm.
But if you choose that, then I get a demon die.
Oh yeah, that system.
Or you can grab a demon die, and I get a demon die.
I'm gonna do the fate die, reroll, and you get a demon die.
All right.
And that's an 8. So that's a 21 in total.
Okay. You succeed with style, and so describe to me what this looks like for you as you blaze on past. What is the best scenario that you can think of as that would look like?
Well, first of all, I have like the Cipher following me, doing the Pink Panther theme on bass guitar, on air bass guitar.
Perfect.
And then more in a cartoonish way, like you see him like this small behind the mirror, and then going through under the table and dip and dive behind a lot of different objects, just keeping his distance from the figure in the smoke.
All right. So I'm trying to come up with an aspect that you get because of this, a boost. You get a boost. That's what it is. And because you succeeded with style, you get not only just one faith die, but 2 faith dice on it, so free invokes. And let's just say that anytime you're trying to be a scaredy cat and moving away, moving quickly out of there and being sort of cartoonish in that way, let's call this the Tom and Jerry aspect. And you have 2 free invokes that you could use.
Okay.
There you go. Whee. All right, and you make it into the room, and upon which you discover a set of golden shears that are in a nice wooden box with felt in the inside, and they're placed right in there. And there are some odd-looking inscriptions on the blade, and there is a bottle of some kind that's sitting next to it, also with some strange writing on it. Who goes next?
I think it's Joe Forrest's turn now.
So I'm outside seeing all this crazy crap happening, having a little moral quandary inside myself. Decide, screw it, I have to help. So these women are on fire?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if Smokey the Bear taught me anything about, I mean, not Smokey, normal city fire people taught me anything, it's that I have to prevent the fires. So I go rushing in and stomp out the closest flaming lady.
Okay.
So I'm going to quickly use my average-footed human person aspect, and or not aspect, whatever those are. And since I have really tight shoes, I think I'll add that on there also.
Okay.
So let's see. Quick. So that gives me a 12.
Yeah. So the lady who was doused in disinfectant and whatnot, comes and goes, yeah, just as you plant a big boot into her face. And it occurs to you that you probably don't want to have your body too close to her mouth, as you quickly identify that these are hungry types, and the Brotherhood mandate on these kinds of things. Oh, wait a minute. I have to roll a defend. That's right. And that's 2 of those. So you rolled a 12.
Yep.
And I need... oh my gosh. I only roll a 5. So you take her out. Bam. You actually... This is like Army of Darkness stomp the skull. Just splat.
Boy, I hope we couldn't cheer these women. But the fire's out, so...
The fire is out. The fire is definitely out. And because of the massive stompiness, the gooey splash hits the other, and the next one, and it seems to calm that fire down a little bit.
Nice job.
You're pretty good at stomping old ladies.
You should. Quote of the night. Joe, you should draw eyebrows on with a Sharpie for next turn.
Perfect.
No one will ever know.
The Cipher sits down at one of the stations and goes, "Oi! I want some white wedding up here."
What the hell's happening?
Thanks for the help, buddy. Is there like a hard reboot we could do with these things?
I've found myself asking that a lot, actually.
I can get in there and start fiddling around with them if you want.
Mm-hmm. All right, Joe, who's going next?
Toss it back to Isaac.
Okay. Alfonso turns the
Kianzo.
corner and finds Wen. And he goes, "Whoa."
You're not the first person to say that to me today, buddy. What's up?
We gotta shut the power off. And I just, wow.
Okay. I can just shut the power off behind me. It's right there. Just shut it off. Why are we shutting the power off, Alfonso? Can we focus for a minute?
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Let's see here. He has.
Did I accidentally break Alfonso?
Could be. You might have just broke the DM because I'm like, what do I do non-combatively to throw a challenge here?
I've got a riddle for you.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's whoa and wow and dude all over?
Okay, he just spends his turn being dumbfounded. All right.
Perfect.
Yeah. When you can go next.
Oh, good. I mean, I'll shut the power off. Resetting all the breakers didn't do a damn thing. Let's shut it off. Let's see what happens. Let's plunge everybody into darkness. Let's do it.
All right. You do so.
Thank you.
You don't even have to roll for that. That's pretty easy to flip. And you plunge it all in darkness, and you hear more screaming and surprise. Whoa!
Not on purpose?
Alright.
It was a Cipher.
It was a Cipher who was talking.
Mm-hmm.
For those in the other room, you see the glowy things quite a bit more now, and it seems like there is, in the dark, there is kind of a green, shimmery fire around them that, when the lights were on, you didn't necessarily see before. And they sort of outline their bodies, and the plus side is they're easier to see. The downside is you think that you might get burned if you touch them. And yeah, is there anything else you want to do? It's dark. Do you want to make out with me?
I mean, I do, but I feel like I need to take care of something first.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Cool, bro. I'm gonna go back out to the main area and try to assist, like try to plant myself in an area where I can help.
Okay.
And I understand that it is super dark, but I have a stunt because I have a photographic memory.
You do.
+2 when I am quickly trying to assess threats and things. So photographic memory of being able to move through.
Okay. Yeah. I would allow that. And I think that you're... so which discipline are you going to use?
I feel like this would fall under probably covert ops.
You got it. Yep.
So let's do that. Let's see what I get. So that, and then I would like to do it quickly.
Okay. So it's... and you're just trying to get into the other room, or what?
I would like to get into the other room and place myself in like an advantageous spot so that I could be helpful to the rest of my team.
Got it. All right. Because there's a bunch of stuff in the way, and you need to remember a lot of things, I'm going to go ahead and say this is a 15 difficult.
Okay. But I add the +2 after, right? After the roll? So
or I mean, it all gets factored in.
It just doesn't change the like die that you're using.
No, it just gives you a +2 bonus.
All right. I got a 16.
There you go.
I did it.
You find yourself in the middle of the room, daft and quick, completely memorizing or knowing exactly where everything was. In fact, stepping over the person who had basically just fainted at the beginning, which no one seemed to notice, but you did. And you are right in the middle of things where you wanted to be, and you can now decide who goes next.
I think I think I'm going to throw it over to Sharpie Eyebrows.
Okay.
Get it, buddy.
So how many of these are still around?
4.
4, and it's completely dark.
Completely dark. Well, not necessarily completely dark. There's a little bit of fiery, glowy aura coming off of these fire zombies.
Gotcha. Yeah. So
Your hair.
What was that?
I want to burn your hair.
Well, then I seem to be in a pretty advantageous position. So since I'm naturally blurry, I'm gonna sneak around, try to get up behind one of these guys, and take him out from behind.
Okay.
So
yeah. That will be, I will say, that's a 10.
Okay. And because I guess I played a lot of hide and seek as a human cub, human child, I gain a +2 when I sneakily attack from a hidden position.
Sounds good.
All right. So I'm going to sneaky, average-footed human person. 18.
Yeah. All right. Holy cow. I'm going to say that you're going to be able to attack 2 of these things with a... so normally you'd only be able to kind of attack 1 unless you had a special move or something, but I'm going to say you can attack 2 of them. You can have a free faith die to add to it, and you'll have to do 1 attack, and it can affect both of them.
Okay.
And so they are going to be defending against this attack. Oops. Oh, and I rolled terribly. And so you need to roll an attack roll.
Oh, is that not what I just did?
No, that was a get yourself a position roll.
Okay, cool. So I will.
Normally you do one attack on turn, but it was, whatever. Rolling dice.
I got a 13.
Okay. I rolled a 3.
Nice.
You demolish those two and douse the fire of a fourth one. And it is now a bit slippery in this area. Difficulty is going up if you are wanting to move. And so bear that in mind as, yeah. Who goes next?
How about Isaac?
Okay, so refresh me on what's left in front of me now.
All right, so you know that there are 2 Bernie zombies left in the room, and they are hungry and looking probably to attack imminently. And you know that Wen is very nearby.
Yeah, I can
my
smell her.
perfume.
Yeah.
I go, oh, hey, I smell you. That's not weird, right? What I mean is I know you're there, because I'm clever and I remember you. Not that I was, like, trying to remember you. I mean,
Wow.
what are you doing later? I mean, what are we doing now? That's what I meant. We're doing something now. And then I shoot a zombie.
All right. What
hello?
aspects do you have there, Isaac?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What aspects do you
Sorry.
have?
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I think my internet just kind of picked up. So I've got clever, flashy, and sneak are really my best ones.
Your aspects, not
Oh, aspects, sorry. Let's see here. So I've got the homeschooled occult investigator and chip on my shoulder. My combat and tactics aspect is called, from Men in Black 2, K, he's a Balchinian. And that's my ability to point out an enemy's weakness and help people score critical hits. And then my covert ops is, because I was going more with the clandestine angle of it, so my aspect is called, it's not wrong to make a buck if no one gets hurt. And then my mystic arts is still, you have no idea the cosmic horrors I've read about.
Right on. And I'm sorry, what was your trouble one?
Chip on my shoulder.
Chip on your shoulder, right. I'm going to invoke your you have no idea the cosmic horrors, and I'm actually going to make it a little bit more difficult for you, as the scene that is unfolding for you is getting clearer, and so that is enough to increase this a bit more for you. So I will get a bonus when you attack.
Okay. So how should I attack with a shotgun blast? Just combat and tactics plus clever or forceful?
You tell me.
Okay. Well,
how are you approaching your shotgun blast?
I know the zombies need to be shot in the head, so I would cleverly decide to shoot in the head.
Okay, shoot in the head. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. That seems to work on a lot of things, actually. Some day one stuff there.
All right, so the zombie will be defending. Ooh.
Okay, then I'll throw a faith dice on there with the K. He's a Balchinian.
Okay.
So I wanna know about that headshot.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
It is a 13.
All right. And I rolled with my bonus of a +3, a total of 11. And so you headshot it, and these things aren't all that tough, so you take it out. Good job.
Cool. And then I turned back to her and say, yeah, to set the record straight, you do smell good. All right, I'm glad we could address that. Let's move on.
And the final zombie will act at this point, and will charge. Well, it'll probably charge Isaac there. So, and it will spend a demon die to invoke its I really am a fire zombie aspect, and roll effing terribly.
I'm liking your dice tonight, Don.
So Isaac, you need to defend.
Okay, so then I'll take my sneak and my covert ops to try to just duck out of the way, or I guess because it is dark in here, so I want to just kind of, melt into the shadows a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. One of my stunts down here says because I fade into the background, I get a +2 when I sneakily create an advantage by hiding in plain sight. Does that apply here?
Not creating an advantage in this point.
Okay.
Actually, defending is the action.
Oh, right. My other one was actually specifically for defending with unconventional means.
Right.
Cool. All right. In that case, I'm just rolling 2d8. I rolled 4.
Did you roll a 1 on either of those?
No, 2 and 2.
Okay. And I rolled a 6-9 total. And so you can grab some demon dice if you want to decrease that, or you can take it.
That's 5 total damage then, right?
It's not necessarily damage, but it's 5 points we need to deal with.
Right, so I can just mark off a mild condition?
Correct.
Okay, I'll just do that.
All right, now you need to bestow a temporary aspect to yourself of what is that condition.
Okay. I'm totally embarrassed because I was just talking to a girl and then I got bitch slapped.
Okay, so, and this is more than just a momentary embarrassment. This is like, for the rest of the scene, you are embarrassed.
Yeah, I am just
You're around
psychologically neutered, yeah.
Yeah, anytime you're around her, it's a distraction for you because you're embarrassed by what she thinks of you.
I'm like,
More than usual.
That doesn't usually happen to me. I mean...
All right, I choose Nicholas to go.
Well, first I'll pocket those shears in that bottle.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk out of the back room, back into the salon itself, like whistling, like, "Whoa, it's dark in here." There's not much left to do, I think. There's one zombie left alive, but Isaac seems to have that covered, and he's the veteran here, so I'll just lean up against the doorpost with my arms crossed and watch what unfolds.
Okay.
I guess.
Would you say that, are you just passively watching, or are you hiding, or?
Watching and looking for valuables that people might have left on the ground while they were scurrying out of the salon.
Ah, yeah. Now, that, of course, will be difficult when it's this dark, but sometimes the light will hit something shiny, and you never know.
Yeah, and it's one of my stunts because I spend my life at night. I get a +2 when I sneakily search a room. That's
You know what? You need to do a roll then. Go ahead and sneakily search the room. This will be a 10. Try and get.
Yes. A 14.
All right. You feel like a pull from the cosmos going, are you sure you don't want at least one more point?
Well, I rolled a 1 on that, so... And I wouldn't be myself if I didn't put the team at a disadvantage to better myself.
Right.
So I might take a demon die to reroll one of my dice.
Oh, okay. So you on your approach or your discipline, you rolled a 1?
No, it was on my... Oh, well, no, wait. I did something wrong. I rolled a... No, I rolled 15 with a +2. I rolled a 1 on my extra die, but I just get a flat +2. So I didn't use an aspect, sorry.
Right.
So,
right.
no, I do have a 15.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang you!
Yay!
Dang you and your numerical and mathematic both type skills. As you hear in the room inside your head, and so now it sort of changes to, well, yeah, I just found an amazing watch right here that's actually on the desk of, or not the desk, the station of this stylist, because they were getting a manicure and for some reason they decided to take the watch off, and that was really dumb of them. And sure, you bet, there are these 5 rings that you found that seem very good, so you grab those too.
I also instantly wear them, like, I'm not putting them away, I'm just gonna put them on and walk out with huge amounts of bling that I didn't enter with.
All right. And then you do hear sort of a voice, barely perceptible, and it says, "Is that all you want?"
I kind of look. Is it inside my head, or does it manifest like somewhere around me? Or?
It seems to be like very near you. It's hard to. It's actually really hard to tell. It's in the dark and the zombies and the finding bling in the. It's like, am I actually imagining that, or did I just actually hear that on the left side of my head? Even though that's the right side of my head.
So I'm gonna take a moment to contemplate if I actually heard that or not, and let other people act for now.
Okay. Who do you choose?
Let's say when.
So there's 2 still up, one still up, and he's right by Isaac. She's right by Isaac and
Yeah.
Joe. Like they're
near, probably nearer to Joe. And your succubus senses tell you that this one in particular is not a female, it is actually a male.
Okay.
Because Joe is better.
Sure. when they become like fire zombies, there's like no human left in them. Is that real? Or
You don't. I don't know that you personally, like your character has gleaned that specific. Isaac would know that for sure, but they seemed rather zombie-ish.
all right. So this is maybe not the smartest idea I've ever had, but
I like it.
I'm going to invoke one of my aspects. I'm going to invoke my trouble aspect, which is there anybody here you haven't slept with? And say that this particular fire zombie was Mark, who I totally seduced like a month ago. And I'd like to try to talk to him a little bit and like distract him so that someone with very large feet could stomp his head to death.
Okay. So what you're doing is you are creating an advantage.
I am.
And yeah. All right. Give it a shot.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
You do. I'm rather interested to find out what you're actually going to say to this guy too. But you don't have
sure.
purposes of this role play if you don't like.
I can
But
figure it out.
what you are doing is you're sort of trying to appease to the monster within.
Sure.
This is kind of like you said, not the best idea in the world maybe on the surface, and so it's going to be a 15 to try and.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to invoking that aspect creates I can use a faith die for it, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to use clever. Hopefully, it's clever, and fringe for my succubus out, right?
Yep. Sure. Yep.
And I'm also going to use. Maybe don't want to burn that yet.
So you'll have your aspect, and then you can add a stunt.
Can I invoke another aspect?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not true. You can't.
I just have to pay
It
for
has to
it.
be a different aspect, but you can invoke multiple.
Well, I was thinking maybe I would use my social engineering aspect, which is my mouth gets me where I want to go.
Yeah, yeah. You can't. It costs another devotion, and you started the game today with 3.
But yeah, so I'll do. That's fine. I'll do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a roll. Let's see what happens, shall we? 15, 18. I got a 20.
Wow. So you succeed with style.
I do.
So enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. You hear a. Oh. 1.
Mark, buddy. Hey.
Oh.
I know. Last time I saw you, you were also making that noise. You remember me, right? We had that crazy night. There was margaritas involved, and then I know, you woke up hours later, completely satisfied. Clearly, you remember all of that, right?
It still burns.
That is not my fault. I told you that you needed to use proper lubrication for the advanced stuff.
No, like literally it burned.
Oh, like you're on fire, right?
All right.
Oh.
Okay, so you create an aspect which actually has 2 dice on it.
Okay.
And because you had named Joe as the sort of recipient of the advantage, then Joe, you can invoke that for free. And we will call this It Still Burns. The lights come on, and you find that Isaac is embarrassed, and he, at this very moment in time, has a physical response to be embarrassed about.
Oh God.
And similarly, so does Mark. Who knew beyond death as a fire zombie you could still get it up? That's great. That's good to know. It's
Mental note.
for science. For science.
Mm-hmm.
You hear, whoa, I gotta get it back. And Joe, you can go.
Well, while he's distracted, I'm just gonna straight up pull the dude's head off.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna use my sneaky average for the human person strength,
Mm-hmm.
and I get a sneaky attack from a hidden position, +2,
Uh-huh.
17.
Yeah, that'll do. There is a bit of a fiery backlash on this one, as you physically go to grab his head and pull it off, and so you will need to defend yourself as you do this. And it is going to invoke your tight shoes aspect.
Okay.
And as you are grabbing his head, he accidentally steps on your foot. And the fire just sort of, catches on your pants and that sort of thing. So you are shooting for a 17.
Okay. Can I invoke the It Still Burns?
You can.
All right. I'll take that. And let's see. I got a 15, so let's toss a demon die in there.
All right.
Demon die was a 1.
Oh, sweet.
Never good when the DM says.
Fortunately, that means I have to consult the table that Cam just gave me. All right. Okay. Yeah, great. And then, so what's your total so far?
1 less than whatever I needed. What was it? You said 17, so 16.
So there's still more demon dice there if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it under. So that one was a 6. What happens when I get the 1? Is there something I get for that?
There is.
Faith die.
You're still on fire. And so you don't take any damage this round. You do rip his head off. He's gone.
All right.
But you're on fire, and you will have to deal with that next round.
Do you get a devotion for rolling a 1 on a demon die?
No.
You don't get one back? I
You
thought that
just
was the deal.
get more bad stuff.
Gotcha. On fire. So I haven't taken damage yet, though.
Correct.
Okay.
Which is weird. But must be tough skin or something.
Thick pants.
Yeah, thick pants. All right. And Isaac, you notice that as sort of... No, actually, I'm going to say this is Alex. Alex is going to notice this.
Andrew.
He's just been kind of... Sorry?
Andrew.
Andrew. Sorry, Andrew. Alex, Andrew. You A-words. A-word. Andrew's been sort of surveying the scene and noticed that as the fire creeps up onto Joe and is sort of catching hold, it actually looks like flaming hands reaching up and like grabbing and groping and climbing its way up Joe's body. And yeah, it's your turn.
Is it
It's your turn, and your friend is on fire. Just want to point that out.
Who said it was my friend?
Your team member is on fire.
I-
Your work
But is it-
colleague.
Is it still dark, or was
The lights are on again.
Lighting back on.
the lights are on? Then I probably grab a towel or something like there would be on a salon.
Oh, hey,
And-
you
and-
still you have the Cipher hanging out with you, right?
Yeah,
Doing the-
yeah.
doing the
it's
start?
true.
Can you create some kind of aspect called stop, drop, and rock and roll?
Probably. Probably. I can start some air drums and he'll probably fill the rest in himself. Like.
Yeah, all right. You could roll a create an advantage against the 10, I guess.
Sure, I can do that flashily, I think. With some social engineering.
There you go.
Yeah. And that's a 4. So,
All right. So the Cipher stops, drops, and rock and roll air guitars in circular motion on the ground.
yeah, but
Meanwhile, Joe continues to burn.
Sorry.
and maybe Isaac should do something about it.
Yeah. So my response to this is, yeah, not what I meant, but good effort. I then go over and I push Joe on the ground and start like throwing, like slapping at him, trying to put the fire out.
Okay.
I have a coat. I take my coat off and I start like not fanning, but like smothering. This was just for the camera. I'm not really fanning.
Maybe you should stomp it out.
Yeah. I know I'm not as good at you as you are at this stomping, but guy.
Okay, so gosh, I guess that would be I guess that would be kind of an attack, I'll say.
I'm attacking the fire.
Isaac versus fire.
Yeah. And the fire is going to defend itself. Not very well. I need more demon dice. Oh wait, I just got 2. I'm going to spend another demon die. Invoking the fire overcoat. In rock, paper, scissors, fire beats coat. Fire beats coat. That's what it's being called. Fire beats coat.
Okay, so then I will roll in response. Clever D10. Because it's a good idea to put them out. Combat and tactics. Tactics being just a response to something logical, right?
Sure, like in combat, people catch on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then that's just that's a D10 and a D6. So I should probably throw a demon dice to fight you on this. Did you say what you rolled?
I have not, and I will tell you what he rolled. With his demon die, he rolled a total of 9.
Okay, so I could probably beat it. Can we add demon die retroactively?
You can. In
That's
fact,
good.
they are only added afterwards.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so
demon dice are added before you roll, and demon dice are added after you roll.
okay, so since I'm being clever about this and I'm overcoming an obstacle of my friend being on fire, or am I attacking the fire?
You're attacking the fire.
Okay, so I can't use my brain like a steel trap, cleverly overcome an obstacle?
Sure, you could do that.
Okay, so I get +2 on this.
Okay.
All right, so then as he's on the ground, I whip my coat off. I go, "Be cool about fire safety, motherfucker." And I roll 11.
Okay, you get a faith die because that was awesome.
Yay.
Wow, is it day in Belgium?
It's the sun is coming up right now.
Wow. I'm so sorry.
No, I regularly get up at 4 a.m. to game.
Oh wow. That's amazing. All right, let's make this worth it. All right, you put the fire out, and
Another thing. Before you continue. So I
Yeah.
put the fire out, and I go, "Well, I didn't start the fire." But
And I go
but I put it out.
together-
Get it?
together with the Cipher. We go. We didn't start the fire.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Isaac sucks because Andrew stepped on his on his joke.
All right. I would say that the situation has been contained at this point, and that you find Keanu, Alfonso, who was heading towards the back of the room and slipped on bloody entrails and beheaded people and smoldering flesh. And by the way, it stinks really bad in here now. Yeah. And he slips and falls and doesn't get to his destination. What would you like to do?
First of all, I move closer to Wen because, as I hear, she smells nice, and with all the stink in the room, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm delicious.
All right. And as you do, you discover, indeed, that appears to be true.
Yep. You're welcome. It's a public service, really.
Yeah.
One I'll gladly take use of.
It's not weird that my whole team's smelling me. Not weird.
I also saunter over, but I try to make it look really casual, and I don't make eye contact. And I'm like, oh no, I'm just looking at this over here. What's this? What's this thing?
You're knocking shit over in the salon. Thanks.
And then Isaac slips on some entrails and totally recovers, though.
Yeah, those were just my jerk stretches. I just stretched really quickly and violently at times. Still not making eye contact, though. I'm just explaining as you're over there.
Sure. Doing good.
Yeah.
So we're fully out of like combat turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe we should have a quick chat with Alfonso, and I'm just gonna go over. He's on the ground, yeah?
He is, yeah.
Cool. So on his back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna just like step over him, so I'm sort of straddling him and look down.
Okay.
Hey, Alfonso. Do you have like any particular reason why you want to sell the salon?
Oh.
Oh.
He's clearly lying.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just bend down sort of closer, get all up in his
Okay. Yeah.
personal space. So did you recently get anything special that made you think you just really wanted to sell the salon? If you could just tell me about that a little bit.
I totally know nothing about a genie. What are you talking about?
Oh, a genie.
I mean, I didn't have anything to do with that. It showed up, and I'm what?
Okay. Isaac.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
So, what do you know about genies? You were yelling earlier about genies. How do we neutralize a genie?
Yeah, I know stuff about genies.
Would you maybe like to tell me a little bit about genies?
Oh, do you want to know? Okay.
I would love to know.
Yeah, I'll come over. I'll tell you.
Oh, you're gonna come over here. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I have to cross this room of entrails. Carefully is my D4. So I'm gonna keep really slow. I'm not gonna do anything that would earn a dice roll.
Great.
And I'm here now.
Can
I'm gonna be sitting on Alfonso now. Just sit down him. He can't go anywhere. He's staying here. Go ahead.
Can I just like casually, while everybody's dealing with Alonso, like look at that bottle with the inscriptions that I picked up in the back room, like just just completely on the sideboard, like.
Totally. You could absolutely be doing that.
So Isaac.
Yeah.
What do you know about genies and how we can neutralize them?
Dawn, all that stuff I know about genies. What was that again?
The short list is that there are many types, and that trying to nail them down now. This particular version has narrowed things down quite a bit because fire is involved, and in several, a lot of the lore about jinn is that, particularly in Islam, that they are creatures of fire, or some kind of spiritual fire, and beings of fire, and it is in the sort of Middle Eastern. There's a sort of offshoot of that particular lore that does talk about that the only way that the jinn can be defeated are by ghouls. And of course, that's sort of bringing more filth and evil into the world. But the jinn are not. They don't have to be specifically evil, but they are often associated with being either agents of Satan or in the same, realm of Satan or whatever. But the difference is that unlike angels or demons, the jinn do have free will, just like humans do, according to that lore. And so they're a little bit of an interesting thing. There have been some stories of jinn and humans marrying. And little known fact that it's not being sort of talked about, especially in the Brotherhood, because it's still a little weird. But there's the whole Marriage Equality Act going on whether or not jinn and humans can marry in the same way, and it's kind of political and polarizing right now. But at any rate, that's a lot of information sort of boiled down. But they can grant wishes. They don't have to grant just 3. They can grant more. They often play with the outcomes, depending on whether or not they like their recipient or not. Again, they have free will, so they can do what they want, unless they're bound. If they're bound, then they're kind of pissed off, and they usually try and screw you over.
Okay, so I say all of that in about half as many words, and I go, yeah, and that's all I know about genies. Crazy guys.
So there's no way to banish them, or obviously we can't defeat one. We don't have any ghouls handy. But
I guess we should find out if this one is bound or not.
How do we determine that?
I think we start with asking him.
Alfonso?
Kianzo or whatever.
But didn't the ghouls appear because they used their magic? So if we want a ghoul, all we need to do is make the genie use its magic. Basically.
In a way, yeah.
Oh, hey. When he says that, I turn to make eye contact with him, and I see he's holding something funny. Hey, what's that you got there?
I think it's some fancy conditioner or something like that.
Sweet.
Isaac, you know that not a lot of fancy conditioners are kept in clay bottles.
Well, mine are.
Oh. Could be a new thing.
So I look at him like, I got you. Game recognized game. No, I asked to take a look at it.
I hand it over. Just give it back to me because, I need my fabulous hair.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, take a look at it. What do I see?
You see characters in Arabic, in particular, and you don't read Arabic, but that seems to make sense given the context that you have right here, and Andrew, what you hear, once again, a voice saying, "Fabulous hair?" as a question. Is that really what you want?
Well, it would be. It wouldn't be very ambitious if that's what only what I really want, but it would
Is
be
he saying
one
that
of
out
the.
loud?
Yeah, kind of muttering, like not too vocal, but not too soft. Not inside voice too. So just muttering to himself, like.
Isaac looks at him.
You know, if I had my choice, I'd have. I wouldn't. That was not the only thing.
So Isaac looks at him and says, "Poor guy's losing his mind, but at least he's gonna have kick-ass hair." Then
He has kick-ass hair.
well, he's going to when I return the bottle to him eventually. But I then turn to Wen and I say, and I'm trying to regain some of my confidence here by being flippant. I go, and as I toss her the bottle, I say, "Hey, want to rub one out?"
Wow.
And I was wondering if I had to watch my language on this show.
No.
All right. I feel like
I think we're in deeper teen at the moment.
with this exchange because that's just too good of an opportunity. So, Isaac, I want you to create an advantage
Okay.
with this act of tossing.
Can you walk me through that again?
So it's just like an attack roll, but instead you are not attacking, you're creating an advantage, which creates a boost.
Would you describe my flippancy as being clever or flashy?
Sounds like flashy.
Flashy? Yeah, I'm kind of making a spectacle out of it. And then probably unassigned, because I've got combat, covert ops, and mystic arts. But nothing about flirty asshole. So probably unassigned then, right?
Sure.
Okay, so that's a D8 and a D4. And then I don't know if any of my aspects count in on here. Chip on my shoulder maybe, because I'm trying to, prove myself again.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll throw 8 dice on there.
Okay.
All right, here we go. That is a 12.
Yeah. All right. You feel like you have overcome your embarrassment aspect, and that condition in this scenario has gone away. And ultimately, what you discover is that Alfonso has discovered a genie, and he, after a few more minutes of temptation, he comes clean, maybe.
Sarah, you did this to yourself.
You're welcome.
And he describes his goal, as absurd as it sounds, was to be the president of the United States.
Oh.
And so he was going to sell his shop, and the genie was going to take him on a masterful adventure of campaigning and salon rights, and his prophecy foretold salon would become a self-fulfilling prophecy foretold, and it just gets cornier and cornier from there. And ultimately, what ends up happening is that you discover that the genie does end up manifesting, and you decide that, and after a brief conversation with the genie, whose name is Nelson.
Nelson, the
traditional
Arab,
person.
the Arab genie, yeah.
And Nelson describes that when he came over, and during the immigration into the Americas, he went with an Americanized name, and it's taken him far. And you think you have in your possession a genie that has been responsible for some major world events, in particular United States events. This particular genie was stolen by a number of people, Alfonso being the most recent one, who stole it from somebody else who had it. And you just determined that the only way to end this cycle of ridiculousness is to return it back to whence it came, which would be, well, what the hell, Australia.
Wait. So,
where it has a nah, I'm not going to go with Australia. I was going to try and connect the drunken barber with. It's not working. Sorry,
Matt.
Yeah, I was trying. It's just too much of a leap. The storyline's going in the other direction, and I just can't force it to go there. It is actually belongs somewhere in Israel, and so you have this bottle, and the genie does talk about a set of magical shears, which have not been discovered apparently, but they were totally there somehow. They were totally there at one point.
If they don't get returned, is there like consequences? Like, can the genie like escape, or is it?
The genie can definitely escape. It can go wherever the shears are. The idea is that you want to have the bottle and the shears together. And what the bottle is, it's not a containment for the genie. It's just that's just genie lore. A genie can possess anything, whether inanimate or actual person. But it's linked to these two particular objects. And in fact, that's how it's gotten around the world quite quickly, is by both of them being separated. Well, someone has been very clever recently in bringing the two items together. So once you have them together, then...
Not Alfonso. He's not clever.
Right.
Whoa, harsh.
We're totally going to have sex, right?
Maybe, if you tell me where the shears are.
Oh, they were totally in that back room.
What do they look like?
They're like shiny and gold.
Good. Andrew, did you happen to see them when you found the bottle?
It was dark in there, so... But for a modest fee, I could go back there and look if I can find them now.
What's a modest fee?
Well, I know Brotherhood doesn't make a lot of money, but services maybe?
Sure. Services?
Yeah, we'll work out the details later, of course, but...
I sneak up behind Andrew and lift him up off the ground by the scruff of his neck. Just shake him till they fall out.
Much like a cartoon, a hairdryer with fancy initials on it, and 5 gold rings come off of his fingers, and there is actual pendant of a partridge in a pear tree. Comes out too. And but finally, a wooden case falls to the ground and opens up to reveal some golden shears.
And then Joe keeps shaking until Silent Jim himself falls out and says, "I have nothing to say," and walks away.
I don't want to talk about
it. Yeah, so I would say at this point, yeah, what do you do?
Well, somebody's got to take them back to Israel together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I step up and say, well, you guys did a great job here, but this is above your pay grade. I'll be taking these, and I'll handle them, because, as they say, it's not wrong to make a buck if no one gets hurt. But I don't say that part out loud, so I just wanted you guys to know what's going on, character-wise.
The Bullock family motto.
Right.
Sounds better in it.
So, no, seriously, I do congratulate them on their help with the acquisition, but what's our new chapter name? The
I-7, I guess?
Oh,
I-7? Yeah. So Pi 3.14 will take care of this.
All right.
And then I run outside.
Bye.
I think we'll go ahead and end the session there. And you have successfully, well, in air quotes, returned the stolen goods, which was the mission objective. We didn't get to my decided building type, which we'll eventually have to figure out, but that was that worked out well. In general, I know it was my first go at trying to DM this thing. How did it feel from a challenge? And I mean, obviously I stutter a lot, but did it kind of flow okay?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's the free form of it does allow for a lot of unusual things to happen in even in combat rounds.
Yeah.
Because I run a game with the old system, and whenever combat starts, it's basically, yeah, I shoot, next person, yeah, I shoot, yeah, next person, I swing a sword, and this way it's a lot more free-form and entertaining and fun for everybody, I think.
Yeah, do you find that, I felt like you guys were not a very combat-y type of group, and you seemed to make non-combat things work to your advantage during the fight in a lot of ways. That thinking outside the box kind of thing.
Yeah, I think just the whole approach plus discipline and aspects, for flavor, really makes it all feel a lot more cinematic, and
that's cool.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I appreciated that some demon dice got used. I probably should have.
Cam's better at pushing them.
Yeah, I probably should have pushed those a little bit better.
Also, your rolls were so terrible we didn't need them.
Because I would totally use them to screw other people over.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I also for demon dice, I use demon dice the way you guys use your faith dice. So I can use demon dice to invoke my aspects and use them. I can also use them against you, just like you can use faith points, your faith dice, to say, oh, he has, and we haven't really gotten into that, but one of the things that you can do with your faith dice is you can establish something that's true. And so you can create a fact around...
Also, like the plot points in the old system.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And what it does is it creates a new aspect with a die that anybody can invoke, kind of thing, when you establish truths like that. And one of the things that you can do is say, okay, you can actually discover, quote unquote, maybe one of your bad guy's aspects, and then you can use that against them, kind of thing. So you can use your faith points to play off the aspects of the other people. The other thing that I forgot to do that and it's just getting used to running it, and everybody can really be thinking about this. Aspects is the nuts and bolts of this game, really. It is everything. So aspects are literally like situations have aspects, objects can have aspects, and it's just about using your imagination to try and kind of game the system and see if you can create something better for yourself. But in doing that, in establishing those aspects or discovering them, you're just building the story and making it more cinematic like that, I think. Even when things go wrong. So one of the things that Cam is building into the system is that one of the actions that you can take is I forget what he's called, but it's essentially concede. Is that what he's calling it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can give up. And what that means is if you're sort of getting your ass whooped in a combat or something, you can actually surrender or give up, or this could be even in any kind of conflict or combat or whatnot. And what happens is you can gain extra faith points that way, faith dice, and you can decide within reason how that outcome plays out. So you don't get what you want, but maybe you can shape it so that it's not so bad, or it's in a little bit more advantageous for you to pick up from. And I think one of the things that I like about that is in a lot of movies and books and things that lend itself to this kind of setting is that sometimes it's really good to get caught, to get captured. And I know when I was running James Bond, that was a big thing that was hard to get the players to wrap their head around sometimes. Like, no, it's because it goes against gamer logic entirely to get captured by the bad guy. But sometimes you can gain a lot of advantage by that. Just pick up any Dresden File book and you'll discover, like, getting hosed actually can be really good for you. So we're just kind of exploring with that. Other things that anybody wants to mention?
So basically, like, to get back to that fate die to establish a fact, like,
yeah.
For instance, in this story, we could have used a fate die to know if there was an encounter with a genie that was a little more aggressive. That we could have used a fate die to give it an aspect named Genie, and then like have the Cipher play David Bowie songs until it surrendered, something like that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if it was continuing on, and yeah, you could totally.
Or like for as torture or something.
Yeah. One idea that I had was that he had an aspect called American Gin, and he was an alcoholic.
Nice.
You know, and different kinds of things like that. I appreciated that you guys used your stunts this time. I feel like because you made your character, that you actually
since we're the ones who made them, I think we had a better clue how they work, how to use them.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of cool. How does that? So, did you find that it made a difference in how it felt when you used the stunt versus not using them at all?
Yeah, because the whole water bottle thing, shooting the water bottle, I picked that because I knew at some point a problem was going to come up, and I want to do something silly to give myself a bonus. And so when I was coming up with that, I was like, I have to figure out clever or flashy. I have to be flashy. And I'm like, okay, so I'll defend myself against things using like, oh, what's that? Oh, I just flipped up a scotch glass and it deflected the bullet. And then I caught the scotch glass, took a drink.
Nice.
So being able to build a mechanic that let me do like that particular thing, or in this case, shoot the water cup.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet, because I this time around, I built that knowing when I would use it. Whereas when I got the last version of Isaac, it was a little bit like, oh, okay, those. I guess I can try to find a way to do that, but I was never thinking in that mindset.
Yeah.
So this time around, careful D4 because I'm never careful. Last time around, I think careful was my D10, and
yeah.
That's a laugh.
Yeah.
I think too, the stunts are really meant to be like your character's special moves. Like in wrestling or like your finishing move or something. It's a yeah. I'm going to answer a question here. So Jonathan Locke says, so when will this be available? Would like to know because I love the game so much, want to try this, and I'm playing the old one with some friends, and he loves that. Very soon, hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have PDFs. I don't know if I'll have the wherewithal to get them up on Drive-Thru RPG or digitally disseminate them through the backers who back the campaign, but you can go to demon-hunters.com and pre-order the game there.
DemonHuntersRPG.com.
Yeah, sorry, that's right, DemonHuntersRPG.com. I just quoted the comic, didn't I?
Yeah, don't go there. Don't don't increase traffic to that thing.
Yeah, but I think that to his point, like when is it available? Well, I basically just taught you how to create your character tonight. You kind of almost don't even need the book for that.
Shut up, Don. Our sales. Stop.
You have to have the book. You need the book. It's important.
Yeah, but especially with all the cool things and everything. And I have a beefy Chapter 5 that's supposed to be coming my way from Cam that talks ad nauseum about everything that I was supposed to be doing tonight.
Are your random mission tables going in there, or not? Because I plucked them from a stream and typed them all over into an Excel sheet for when I should use them.
Good job. No, you could have just emailed me and asked me for them. They're already in Excel. But yeah, the tables are. And by the way, you may have had the old version of the tables. I sent that out months and months ago, and so those have been updated quite a bit. So I think you'll like the new version a bit better. Still works kind of the same thing. Yeah, special moves are like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter can be, but they can also be just sort of stylistic stuff like something like James Bond and the Martini thing, or Shaken Not Stirred. Shane Storm says, enjoyed the game based around what you talk to your DM into. It creates more story-driven environment and ridiculous world.
Yeah, which we're going for.
Yeah, pretty much. The whole idea is that we're all sort of contributing to the story and driving it along. And some of it, I'm, as the DM. I have to say, I really like the fact that we are going back to DM, and that Cam is going with Demon Master on that one. And I had to decide there for a moment if I wanted to go with that, and I didn't hesitate at all. I was like, no, yeah, we definitely need to go with DM. And if it scares the Christians, then so be it. We Lutherans will rally behind.
So next time we'll have to teach the Cipher some black metal.
Yeah, we're going to be updating his musical files.
Yeah.
We need to set his death clock. Anybody?
Nice. All right. Well, if that's all we want to say, I think we'll sign off.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. I think now that Isaac has a wish-granting genie, does that make me the DM next week?
Only if you wish it to be.
True. Be prepared for a lot of ghouls.
They'll be my ghoul friends. Sorry, no, that was dumb. That was really dumb. I really regret that.
Next time I play against you.
Well, that's all I had. That was my whole joke.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for a great game, and thanks for Nicholas for joining us from both Germany and Belgium at the same time.
And tomorrow.
Amazing.
Joining us from tomorrow.
And the future.
Where it is sunny outside.
Yes. And I'll try and catch a few more hours of sleep before they're going to work.
You insane man.
We're such bad people. I'm so sorry.
I haven't decided what we're going to do about August's game, because that is going to be on the day we get back from Gen Con, essentially.
Oh.
And I am not going to be up for that. So I think I'm going to call August off right now and use it to ship the game out to all the backers and actually get this game in your hands so that you can be playing it yourself. So that will be
Q&A and sometime.
Yeah, we'll do a Q&A. How's that? That sounds good. Yeah, see? Yeah. Well, thanks for being awkwardly sexual through fitting for the character and fun spiciness to the story.
Bring the spice. That's what we do here.
Yeah. And, yeah, all right. And apparently Chris Piazzo bowed out and cannot end the session.
Oh,
We are stuck here
Perfect.
forever.
we live here now.
No!
It says you are still broadcasting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Has this happened before?
I wonder if I can log in and end it.
I'm really worried, guys. I heard if you die in a stream, you die in real life.
Yeah, like,
Let's see. Nope, not there.
I'm looking at the YouTube stream, and the camera appears to be stuck on me for a long period of time.
Sweet.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, look, there's Chris.
he's
Picked my
back.
nose
He's
at one
back.
point.
Yeah, I've been having computer issues most of the night. Hoping it hasn't bothered you guys, so let me try and stop this now, which I'm guessing is what you want.
Just get the camera off me.